10.5 is about binomial probability distribution. So it'll use the same formula that we talked about in class yesterday. So let's look at the probability of on-time arrival of any flight is 75%. Determine and graph the number of on-time arrivals for 6 flights. So n is going to be 6 flights because that's the number of flights. K, that's the number of successes. And this changes because the number of on-time arrivals is going to change. So it changes, so we need a variable. So we'll use x. P is the probability of success, which is on-time arrival. So that's 0.75. Q is the probability of failure, so 1 minus 0.75, which is 0.25. In terms of our formula now, we have 6cx times 0.75 to the power of x times 0.25 to the power of 6 minus x, because if there's, let's say 3 on-time arrivals, they're going to be 6 minus 3 or 3 that aren't on time. Okay, so pause for a moment and do all of these on your calculator. So for example, to get this first one, 0, you would do 6c0 times 0.75 to the 0 times 0.25 to the 6 minus 0, which is 6. And then for the 1, you would do 6c1 times 0.75 to the first times 0.25 to the fifth. And you know what, actually, it's pretty torturous to do all 6. Do me a favor and just do like 0, 1, and 2. Pause the video and do that for me. Okay, so I hope you did 0, 1, and 2. Okay, so that should have been 0.0002, 0.0044. 2 was 0.0330. The rest of them are fine as well, but we don't really need to do all of them at this moment. So instead, I'm going to show you a trick. So on a graphing calculator, you do define, then you have to put a space or it won't work. P of x equals binom PDF. Just type it in. There's a way to find it in the functions too, but I find it fastest just to type it in. And then we'll do 6, 0.75 x. So 6 is where we put our n. 0.75, that's where our p, or probability of success, will always go. And that x is just always x. So that's our variable. And then to find, for example, this number, so after you put this in, you press enter. And then you would do, you do p of 0 equals, and that would have given you 0.0002. And p of 1, that would have given you 0.0044. So I'm going to show you what this looks like. So we go to, change my screen around a bit. You can see it better. Okay, so if we go to add calculator, we're going to type define space p of x equals EINOM PDF left parenthesis. We're going to do 6, which is our n, 0.75, which is our p, and then x, close the parenthesis, then press enter, and it'll always say done. Like done, we've stored the function. So then define p of 0, enter, 0.0002, and that's just what we had over here, right? P of 1, 0.004395, okay, or 0.0044, just like what we had. Oops, sorry. It is the key, but it's not what I meant to show you. Okay, so now let's go back here for a second. So let's look at the probability of at least 3 on-time arrivals. So at least 3 is going to be 3, 4, 5, or 6, because you can't have more than that. Okay, you can't have more than 6 because there's only 6 flights we're looking at. So we can just use our calculator and do P of 3 plus P of 4 plus P of 5 plus P of 6, not even individually. So this function that we have in our calculator will be stored until we put anything else back in it, until we put a different, this will be stored. This P of X equals binom PDF function is going to be stored until we put in another one. So now we can just type in P of 3 plus P of 4 plus P of 5 plus P of 6. 0.962. Might as well use 4. 0.9624. Cool, huh? A lot faster than typing in all those formulas individually. So this is 0.9624, so about 96% probability. Now, probability of no more than 1. So that means like up to 1. So this is going to be the probability of 0 on-time arrivals plus the probability of 1 on-time arrival. Calculator again, it's still stored. So P of 0 plus P of 1. This equals 0.0046. Okay. So on this next page, we're going to create a table of values. So if you can't read this very well, that says 10cx 0.35 to the x, 0.65 to the 10 minus x, okay? Part B, we're not going to do, don't worry about graphing, that's not a big deal. But let's fill out the values, okay? So if we do that in our calculator, we'll do, define, make sure you put your space or it won't work, P of x equals binom PDF, and then our n is 10, because it shows up here and here, comma, probability of success always comes first, so that's 0.35, and then x, okay? And then we'll do 0 through 10, and so P of 0 will get you that value, P of 1 all the way down to P of 10. So please do this independently, and you can check the key in this folder when you're done, or in the same Schoology folder as this video, rather. And then do the same thing with this one, okay? And don't worry about the graph, and don't worry about writing an example, okay? So independently, please do this problem part A and this problem part A, and then also do your homework.